Good morning, everyone. It is Buck Nasty, and we are back at the range with the big bad 338 Winchester. Today, I have obtained a box of buffalo boar with with one of their Barnes bullets, Barnes loadings. They have three loadings: a 210, 225, and a 250. I shot the 250s. It didn't shoot very well out of this gun, but I read a thing saying that you can't shoot these all copper bullets after you've already shot with regular bullets. Apparently it affects the accuracy of the bullets and the metals, and I'm not a scientist, but apparently that's a thing. So I've scrubbed this barrel down, copper brush, everything, a whole 9 yards, cleaned it out real good, and I decided that I would, try these 210s. These are the 210 grain Barnes TTSX bullets, going 3,000 feet per second. At the muzzle, it says 4196 foot-pounds of energy. Ew! Bad. Some medicine right there. Alright, put that right there. Show you the bullet. There's that 210 grain TTSX from Buffalo Boar. That is some shiny stuff. I tell you what, the brass RP. I'm not sure what that is, RP. But no, it's a beautiful piece of brass, beautiful everything. I know he used to shoot. When I last saw his video on this stuff, he shot he was shooting the 250s, and then he switched over to these 210s, I think, in his elk rifles or his loadings. But anyway, you can watch his video on the 338 Winchesters and everything, and listen to the man preach. But yeah, scrub the barrel and everything. It's clean, and we're gonna give this stuff a shot and see how well it groups out of my gun. I have high hopes for this stuff, and I'm gonna retry the 250 grain TSXs. Just I forgot them. I got these, so I want to try these, and I have a hand load too that I'm gonna try. I'm a little nervous about that. I'll explain later why. So, all right, let's fire this bad boy. And again, I'm using my Browning A-bolt. It's got a Boss muzzle brake on it, and it's topped with this Leupold LPS 3.5 to 14. This is the scope that came with. I am thinking about putting a different scope on it. I was thinking of putting a Trijicon. I'm just going to hold dead center. There's a little bit of wind, but not much. Shouldn't affect this big old bullet. Okay. Our right and left are good. We are about an inch and a half high. That's not bad. If I was shooting at, I don't know, does it say the drop on this box? It does not say the drop, but that's not bad at all. 110 grain bullet. All right, I'm also gonna let the barrel cool down about 5 minutes in between each shot to give it a fair test. So I'm gonna do that right now. So while that barrel is cooling, I'm gonna show you guys my hand loads here and talk to you a little bit about that. Come on, Pop. There we go. So you may remember the last time I did this, I had a hand load that worked quite well. I got it written down here. It's a last time I used a Winchester large rifle Magnum primer. Randy Shelby, the real gunsmith, that's his channel. He recommends if you use less than 70 grains of powder, that he's never felt it necessary to use a Magnum primer. He just uses the Winchester large rifle primers, or I think it's the Federal 215s or the Remington 9.5, not the Magnums. So I'm going to specify that, not the Magnums. He says primers can make a difference with accuracy, and that he's never felt it necessary to use a Magnum primer unless you get over 70 grains of powder. When you get into like your 338 Rums, your 340 Weatherbees, your 338 slash 378 Weatherbees, those you really need a Magnum primer. Those hold a lot of powder. Yeah, so I have, with this particular load, both these loads I have here, they're with Winchester large rifle primers. The powder is H4831 shortcut. The loading in the book was for 4831, not shortcut, but I can't find anything but shortcut. And I used shortcut last time and everything was fine. This is also like the minimum charge load in my Nosler book. It's 67.5 grains. That was the minimum charge load, which is putting me, in the book it said about 2640, 2650 I think it was. And that's with a 250 grain bullet. So I wanted to load up some 250 grain Barnes. They do not if you go on Barnes's website and you look up a 250 grain bullet, they don't have this powder listed. I don't have any of the powders they have listed, so I was looking into the book. These bullets are also extremely longer than my Spear Grand Slam bullets. So I had to take out, I knew going into this I'd have to take out a lot of powder. So instead of 67.5 grains of powder, if you go to their website, they don't have any of their charges with any of the powders they have listed with that much powder in them. So I put in 60 grains of H4831 shortcut. So this is extremely experimental. They don't have this powder listed. This is extremely experimental, I guess, in my opinion. I hope I don't blow the gun up. I feel like I should have phoned a friend, but it's not like I can just call up, Tim Sundles or Randy Shelby and say, hey, have you ever used this powder and this bullet and blah, blah, blah. So, again, it's 60 grains of powder, where if you go to their website, their max charges are all like 61, 62, 62 and some change. So I feel comfortable saying 60 grains of powder, but I am nervous. So I just wanted to tell you guys what I'm doing. I don't recommend doing this. Follow your reloading manuals. Say as I do, not as I do. That kind of situation here. If this gun blows up, I will still show the video and everyone will learn from my mistakes. Again, this is a no BS gun channel. I'm going to tell you what I'm doing, show you what I'm doing, and God be with me and everything else. But I feel like because this is a underload charge, or technically a under, I don't even know what I'm trying to say here. But this is it's not going to go fast at all. This is probably going to be in the realm of like 2,500, 2,550 if I had to guess for this charge load. But I'm going to shoot the gun again now with the buffalo bore ammo. There we go. There we go. Okay, that went just about the same height, but an inch over. All right. That's not promising. All right, now we'll give that another 5 minutes and let the barrel cool. Also, if anybody knows a good stock maker, please let me know. Is thinking about getting this, putting a nice piece of wood on this rifle, because I'm not a big fan of synthetic stocks. So if anybody knows of a good stock maker, please let me know. Again, I'm left-handed, so it has to be a lefty, somebody that knows what they're doing with left-handed rifles. Yeah. Please let me know in the comments if anybody knows a good stock maker. I'd appreciate it. Thank you. I wanted to show you guys real quick too the different velocities and loadings with the bullets. I'm shooting the 210 right now. They have a 225 and a 250. And you have the velocities right there. See that Barnes going 2750 feet per second. Oh my god. What kind of powder is he using in that bad boy, man? I don't know what he's using, but it is hot. Very hot stuff. Yeah. The 225s are 2950. That's a lot of people like the 225s. That seems to be a sweet spot, they say, for 338 caliber rifles. But I don't know. We'll see what this rifle likes. Alright folks, here we go, our third shot. That little bird right there is going to get his ears blown off. Let's see here. You know what, I'm going to show you guys the recoil of this bad boy. 338's not unbearable. I mean, there is a muzzle brake on this thing, but it's not unbearable. So that's not good grouping either. Okay, I'm gonna walk down and show you guys this group. It's not good, but I'm gonna show it to you. So the rifle that I'm using, it's an older A-bolt. You know, if anybody that knows anything about A-bolts, they know they're older. There is a AB3, which is, they've turned my beloved A-bolt into a budget rifle. This is an original A-bolt. I had a Browning bar that used to shoot 250 grain Remington core locks. I mean, that thing would shoot just about hole for hole at 100 yards with them 250s, and I shot a few deer with them, and they were, oh, I love that gun. Unfortunately, I wanted a bolt action, and I found that one, and so I sold my Browning bar, and got that thing, and I don't know. I kicked myself in the butt a little bit with it, but okay, here we go. First shot, second shot, third. That is extremely wide. Very wide group. I don't love it. I don't love it at all. You know what? That rifle just might not shoot copper bullets that well. Because I had some regular factory Barnes ammo, and it didn't shoot that stuff well at all. So I've had rifles that won't shoot copper, believe it or not. And everybody talks so much about, oh, Barnes bullets being the most accurate thing, and copper bullets being accurate. I've never had any luck with anything copper. I don't know. So it's a good thing I don't live in a all copper state, or else I'd be in some deep. So yeah, I'm gonna patch this target up and try my hand loads. So years ago, back when I was probably 18, 19 years old, I was at a gun store in Ohio. And this old man walks in this store, and he just happened to be there the same time I was. And I'm at the counter, and he's got this Remington 700 there, and it was chambered in 338 Ultra. And the guy says to me, "Hey, I'll sell you my rifle if you give me more money than this guy behind the counter is offering me." Well, the guy behind the counter was only offering him like $300 for that rifle. And looking back, I wish I would have done it, because it would have been a pretty cool rifle to have. It was one of those, like, had the iron sights on it and everything, but me being lefty, I was like, oh, I'm a lefty. And he says, that's okay, it only takes one shot with this thing. So I kicked myself in the ass for not buying that rifle then, and I probably would have never bought. I never would have had my 375 built. I never would have bought the 300 Weatherbees. I never would have got into my 338 bar or any of that if I had that rifle, probably. I might have bought my 300 Win Mag. My 300 Win Mag was my COVID gun. When COVID hit and I couldn't find ammo for everything else, there's nothing on the shelves but 300 Win Mag. So I decided I needed a 300 Win Mag, because that was the only ammo I got available. So thus my Browning X Bolt. So okay, hand loads, here we go. Alright folks, again, this is 60 grains of Hodgins 4831 shortcut bird, and it's a hand load of mine. I hope I don't blow myself up. So here we go. Lord help me, Jesus, and everything else. Here we go. Alright folks, say a prayer. Well, I'm in one piece. The rifle's in one piece. It didn't kick as hard as that round didn't kick nearly as hard as the 210 grain, which this doesn't have a lot of powder in it, but I shot 1 inch next to the bullseye. Okay, that's promising. So, all right, I'm gonna give it 5 minutes. I'm gonna wait, shoot another round. I'm gonna check the case. You know what? Here, let me do that right now. Check the case. Here's the case. No splits, no cracks. Look at the primer. I don't see any primer, pressure, anything like that. It looks good. Case looks great. This is a Hornady case too. I've got a bag of Winchester that I'm kind of use sparingly, and I bought these Hornadays. My next brass I'll buy is Norma. I like the Norma brass. Not knocking Hornaday, but I've heard a few complaints. But yeah. Also, I crimp these. When you get up to this kind of power and everything, you should crimp these things. So I use the Lee crimp die. I'd give it a little bit of a light crimp because your bullets can under recoil. So yeah, I'm okay. That didn't hurt at all. I don't know what the speed is. I wish I had one of those things. I can't think of the word. A chronograph? Chronograph? Wish I had one of those. You know, I just wanted to add, if anybody can recommend one of those graphs, one of those chronographs, like a good one, I'd appreciate it in the comments below, because I don't know anything about those things. I've always wanted one, but I've never gotten one. And if you guys could recommend a good one, and it is like easy, like stupid easy to use, I'd appreciate it. So I could check my velocities and everything out of these bad boys. Especially with hand loading, I want to know how close the book is, and this being an experimental load with there's nothing in the Barnes manual for this powder or anything like that. For all I know, this is a hotter powder. I really need to start reading about these powders more before I start using them. And I open the book and it's like, well, this is what the book recommends, and it's like, what do I have available on the shelf? This is what I get. So Barnes reloading manuals recommended IMR 4350, reloader 22, reloader 23, and some other stuff that I can't remember off the top of my head. And I didn't have any of that stuff available. All I had was Hodgins 4831 shortcut. That's all I had available. So that's what I'm using. I do have a European powder, which I can't remember if it was in the book or not. It's called NMV 150 or NMV 160 or something like that. Somebody had recommended it. It was in the Hornady reloading manual for my 375 Weatherby. So I used that, and unfortunately I couldn't get it to group with that powder, or using that powder didn't shoot for shit. This is going to be a little bit of a long video, and I apologize, folks. So please bear with me. I'm just waiting on the barrel to cool and I'm talking. So it's a beautiful day. We had 2 days of 80-something degree weather, which was extremely hot. And now today the high is 60, so I'm happy. I'm loving it. I'm here at the range. God bless. So we're going to shoot 2 more shells and see how my hand loads work. All right, here we go. Second shot. Okay, I'm in one piece. Rifle seems to be in one piece. That shot maybe half an inch lower than my first shot. Okay. I wish I would have made up more rounds for this stuff. The case is okay. Wee bit dirty. That's to be expected. My primer looks good. I don't see any marks, scratches, or cracks or anything like that. So I'm gonna say that's good. We're good. My third shot, I'm not gonna be too worried about that now. I might just stop this, and that way you guys don't have to see me shoot a third time and everything. Kill them. You know, this video's getting a little long. Just curious. I'm surprised I don't know this, but is there an old timer watching this video, maybe, that knows the original loadings or the velocities of these bullets when Winchester came out with them back in 1958? And yes, the first video I did, I wasn't sure if it was 58 or 59. It was 1958. Damn bug. And this was the first cartridge like issued or made for Alaska. Winchester Model 70 Alaskan 338 Win Mag. They came out with 200, 250, and a 300 grain bullet. Nobody makes 300s anymore, except match. There's some match bullets. They're 300s, which don't use match bullets for hunting. I believe there's Swift. I know this now. Swift makes a 280 grain Swift A-frame. They make a 252 and I think a 225. And I think, in my humble opinion, a 250 grain Swift A-frame in this would be an ultimate like bear stopper. I'm not saying this wouldn't work either, but I'm saying, you know, something about them A-frames. I don't know. I love the way that when I see people use them. To me, that just looks awesome. Not that these aren't cool either. These are bad to the bone too. But, you know, I hear good things about Swift. I'm not promoting them or anything. Yeah, they make a 280 grain. That's a heavy. I think Barnes makes a... Is it Barnes? Barnes makes a 275. I think it is. 275 or 265 grain. LRX. Long range copper or something. I think they make one, but that's more for like the Rums, the 340 Weatherbees, and the Lapuas, I think. I could be wrong. Alright, folks, I just shot my third shot. Real quick. There's my brass right there. It is in one piece. Primer pocket is good. Okay, flag the gun. We're gonna go take a look at this target with these two. Or again, this was a Barnes 250 grain TSX bullet. Alright, give it a shot. Alright, folks, here is my hand load with a 250 grain Barnes. I feel like this can be improved on. I'm very happy with that. I'm very happy. That's probably an inch. That'll work. I'm gonna have to measure that bad boy when I get home. See if that's an inch. And I feel like I can improve on that too. With powder and maybe seating depths and stuff. So if you're wondering if you can use a large Winchester large rifle primer and Hodgins 4831 shortcut 60 grains in a 338 Winchester, yes you can. It works just fine. I feel like I can improve on that. And I would hunt with that. I'd hunt with the way this sits right now. I would go hunting with this right now. You know, I just have to move my over to that. You know, but if this was a little bit closer, I feel like it'll work. That'll kill. At 200 yards, it's going to open up a little bit. But how big are the vitals on a bull elk? You know, and I don't know what the velocity is either of this stuff, but it's a work in progress. So I'm going to be wrapping up this video real quick. I'm going to shoot these 3 shots without videotaping them to save on time. But this is what I'm using. Again, it's, I think, they're Hornady brass. No, sorry. These are the Winchester brass. Winchester brass, same as I did last time with these particular loads. Same powder, same charge, 67.5 grains of Hodgins 4831 shortcut, 250 grain Spear Grand Slam, and the only thing that I've changed is the primer. Last time it was a Winchester large rifle Magnum. This time it's a large rifle, Winchester large rifle. So I'm going to shoot these real quick, or doing what I do, and then I will show you guys the end result. So just give me a couple more minutes with the wonderfulness of time and everything. It'll be done just like that. Alright folks, here's my hand loads. I did bad. I did pretty bad there. First shot, second was over here, third, fourth. So I am not Grandmaster Sniper or anything like that, but primers make a difference. Alright? All I did was switch the primers. Didn't switch the loads, didn't switch up the seating depth or anything like that. This is nothing but primer difference. So primers make a difference. Don't just think you can slap a primer in there and you're good to go. But alright, y'all. This is Buck Nasty signing off. Take care.